Well, I'm super excited to be here. I think this is, for me, probably a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I can see myself being at Oregon State for a very long time to come. To walk into a program that finished top 30 in the country last year, many of the pieces are already in place to compete at the highest level. Now the goal is to just build on what Brian has begun. And, they made it to nationals last year, so now we want to try and get to nationals every year would be the next goal. Corvallis is my kind of place. I grew up in a small town, went to college at Washington State, a small town. I played golf at Washington State for 4 years, and then after I graduated, I went and got my master's degree at the University of Louisville. And then I got into coaching at the University of Washington. I coached there for 3 years, and we had a lot of success. And then I moved on to Idaho, and I had 3 years of success as a head coach, and now I'm here at Oregon State. I've lived in the Northwest my whole life except for grad school, so definitely the weather is, it's a challenge, but I think from my experience, I think the weather will give the guys the ability to compete when we go to other places. And when you travel to regionals or nationals, a lot of times you face bad weather, so we'll be ready for it. I think it prepares you to play in all elements. I think that's a definite advantage. And being from the Northwest and having coached in the Pac-10, I kind of know what it takes to compete against the schools here in the Northwest and in the Pac-10, and how to recruit against them. So I think having that knowledge of being in the Pac-10 and being from the Northwest, I know how to compete with the schools that will be competing day in and day out. At Washington, I recruited Nick Taylor. I was a part of Matt Thurman, and I recruited Nick Taylor and Darren Wallace. Nick Taylor was two-time Pac-10 Player of the Year. Darren Wallace was Pac-10 champion. So I had a lot of success there in recruiting in Washington and recruiting BC, and BC is a very big place for us here at Oregon State as well, with Johnny Motomochi, and we've had James Allenby and some other guys on the team from BC, so British Columbia is going to be huge for our success. I actually recruited Alex Moore when I was at Washington. I recruited David Fink to Idaho. I know Johnny Motomochi, and I watched Nick Sherwood play. So I think it's going to make the transition a lot easier. The guys are familiar with me. They all know me. I know they've been asking guys that they play against about me. So I think it's going to make it a lot easier because they're going to feel comfortable, that they know who I am and they know people that know who I am. For me, I was a walk-on student athlete at Washington State University. So the opportunity that these guys have to compete in the Pac-10 is something that I value. I think I have a little bit of a different perspective being a walk-on student athlete. I know how much it means. So I really want to make sure that they make the most of it. I really want them to take great pride in representing Oregon State University. And I want to create an experience where they just love playing golf at Oregon State, and when they go home in the summer, they can't stop talking about golf at Oregon State. And so eventually kids in the state of Oregon are going to grow up wanting to be Beavers.